Hey guys, Miss Smith here. Welcome to Solving Equations Review Day 2. This is Thursday, April 2nd. Hopefully you've already seen Mr. Larson's video from yesterday. What we're talking about today is going to pretty much continue what he started talking about yesterday. So let's start with number 1. We have b divided by 4 equals 12. So if we're dividing by 4, and remember we're trying to get that b by itself, right? If it's being divided by 4, we have to get rid of that 4 by doing the opposite operation. And the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So we're going to multiply by 4 over here. And what we do to one side, let's get rid of that number 1. That's just kind of in the way. Here we go. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So we're going to multiply by 4 over here also. Now these 4's are going to cancel. And you're left with b equals, let's see, what's 12 times 4? That's going to be 48. And we have our answer there. Let's take a look at number 2. All right, so for number 2, we have 112 equals negative 14 times x. Again, that x is what we want by itself, so we have to get rid of that negative 14. Right now, we're multiplying negative 14 times x. We have to do that inverse operation. We have to do the opposite to get rid of it. So if we're multiplying, we need to divide. So let's divide by negative 14. And what we do to one side, we have to do to both sides. So let's divide over here by negative 14 also. Negative 14 divided by negative 14 equals 1. And so we're just going to cancel that out. And negative 12 divided by negative 14, I said that wrong. 112 divided by negative 14. Grab your calculators, plug it all in there. You're going to get negative 8 equals x. And that's all you need to do there. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. Here we have a two-step equation. So yesterday, Mr. Larson was talking about how when we do a two-step equation and we're trying to figure out what to get rid of first, because that's the question, do we get rid of the 12 first or do we get rid of the 5 first? Think about doing PEMDAS backwards. So PEMDAS, that's parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, and subtract. So when we're trying to figure out what to undo first, we're going to be looking at this backwards. So is there any addition and subtraction to get rid of first? Well, yes, there is. It looks like we're adding 5 here. So let's get rid of that first. Opposite of adding 5 is going to be to subtract 5. So what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Now, do I need to subtract 5 over here also? Nope, we just need to do it once from each side of the equal sign. So here we have the left side of the equal sign. Here's the right side of the equal sign. 5 minus 5 is going to give us 0. So we're just going to kind of be lazy and cross those out. 6 minus 5 is going to give us 1. We'll bring down the p over 12. Okay, so now we have p divided by 12 equals 1. We're still trying to get that p by itself. So we're going to do the opposite of dividing by 12, which is multiply by 12. We'll do that to both sides. These cancel, and we're left with p equals 12. Did you get that? Awesome work. All right, now let's take a look at number 5. So skip into this one right here. We have 0 equals 1 plus k over 9. So to get the k by itself, we need to get rid of the 1 and we need to get rid of the 9. Now, can we get rid of that 1 first here? No, we kind of can't because this whole thing is being divided by 9. We can't break up the k and the 1 until the 9 is gone. So to get rid of that 9, we're going to do the opposite of what's happening now. Right now we're dividing by 9. To do the opposite, we're going to multiply by 9. Multiply by 9 there. Multiply by 9 over here. And let's simplify. 9 times 0 equals, still 0. Equals, you multiply this 9 by that 9 and they cancel out. So you're just going to bring down the 1 plus k. Now to get that k alone, you have to get rid of the 1. Right now it's adding 1, so we're going to do the opposite and subtract 1 from both sides. 0 minus 1 is going to give us negative 1 equals 1 minus 1 equals 0, so we're just going to cross those out and bring down the k. So our final answer is negative 1 equals k. Okay, let's go over and take a look at number 8. All right, so on number 8, we have negative 72 equals 9 times negative 5 plus r. So there are a couple different ways to approach this. You could distribute your 9 to the negative 5 and to the r, but let's try it the way that Mr. Larson started us on yesterday. Think of this as 9 multiplying by this whole thing, negative 5 plus r. So if 9 is multiplying to that and we want to get rid of the 9, let's just do the opposite. So the opposite of multiply is divide. So if we divide that by 9, these will just cancel out and go away. But let's not forget what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So let's divide that by 9 as well. Okay, negative 72 divided by 9 is going to give us negative 8 equals, like I said, these cancel out because 9 divided by 9 equals 1. And we're going to bring down our negative 5 plus r. All right, so what's our next move here? We got to get that r by itself. So we need to get rid of that negative 5. So the opposite of minus 5 is going to be a plus 5. And then negative 5 plus 5 is going to be 0, so I'm just going to cross those out. Negative 8 plus 5 is going to be negative 3 equals, and I'll just bring down my r. And so your final answer is negative 3 equals r. Okay, now let's skip down to number 12. Okay, number 12 is going to be pretty similar. You have 5 and then these parentheses again. So 5 parentheses b plus 4 equals 45. So again, you could distribute, do your 5b plus 5 times 4, that would be 20. Or you could go the easy route and just take this number that you're multiplying by and divide by it right off the bat. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing, so we're going to divide by that on both sides. 5 divided by 5 will cancel and equal 1, and you're left with b plus 4 equals 45 divided by 5. It's going to give you 9. Still want that b by itself, so let's subtract 4 from both sides. And you get b equals 9 minus 4, which is 5. All right, good work, guys. Let's also take a look at number 13 before I turn you loose and let you work on the rest of this by yourselves. Here's another one where we have 5 plus n, and that whole thing is over 20. So it's a little bit like number 5 was up here, where we had 1 plus k over 9. So back to number 13, we have 5 plus n over 20 equals 1. So this whole thing is being divided by 20, and we can't break up the 5 and the n until that 20 is gone. So let's get rid of the 20 by multiplying by it. Why do we multiply by 20? Because right now we're dividing by 20, and we have to do the opposite. So we're going to multiply both sides by 20. This 20 and that 20 will kind of cancel out. Bring down your 5 plus n, and that is going to equal 1 times 20, which is 20. And from there, you want to get the n by itself. So if you have 5 plus n, you're going to do the opposite. We have a positive 5, so we're going to subtract 5, and we're going to do it to both sides. 5 minus 5 gives you 0, so I'm going to cross those out. And then we have n equals 20 minus 5 equals 15. So you have your n equals 15. All right, so that's all we got for today. I hope you guys are enjoying your time at home and having good luck with all your math work, and reach out to one of us if anything's confusing. We are here to help. Bye, guys.